might sound like an interesting topic, and some people might see it as a milestone in their career, but I'm gonna discuss this further, and you might have a different opinion at the end of this video.
Okay.
then shoot 아끼인다 똑같은 질투 더 높이 올라와 공기도 달라 so high I don't see you talking just yeah I kill it mean I spit like a villain
It's getting boring no momentum.
Alrighty, first of all, I'm gonna give you a bit of background about myself and my experience as a subcontractor, subby, owner-operator, or whatever you call it. Bought myself a prime mover in 2017. I was only 3 years into the industry at the time, and yeah, I decided to buy a truck and become a subcontractor. And since I was going to do local work, I went for a European truck. I bought a 5-year-old MAN 540, which had just over 500,000 Ks on the clock, and I bought it for like 110K. And I paid 20% deposit, and my repayments worked out at $2,100 every month, which was pretty decent considering the income, because based on my research and my experience back in the day, even today, in the industry that I'm working in, container work, and the type of work that I was doing with my truck, side loader work, those trailers with a set of cranes, I explained them in previous videos. Yeah, they pay $75 per hour. So if you get like minimum hours, at least 50 hours a week, well, the pay will be pretty decent. You'll be getting away with almost four grand, or just over 4 grand, which is a decent income. And in a month time, you're gonna have like about 16. You're gonna have 16,000. So that was my repayment, but my mistake was that I didn't find work before buying the truck. So I bought the truck and then started to seek out for work, which took me about a few months, and the job that I found was not that ideal. I was pulling somebody else's side loader and working for that company. They were, in aggregate, I was getting paid $85, and if I can jog my mind, I was paying $20 per hour for the side loader, so I was only getting $65, which was not even enough, and they were even hardly giving me 40 hours a week. So things didn't work out the way I wanted. I was just getting less than 3 grand a month after my major expenses, not including the repairs or service or anything, just paying off the rate for the side loader trailer, paying for my fuel, paying for my toll, and yeah, that's how much I was ending up with. And I was like, even if I work as a medium rigid driver, I will be making more money. So that's why I went like really crooked and sold the truck, and that was a big loss for me. I lost my 20% deposit. I lost another 12 grand that I spent on roadworthy certificate when I sold it, because in Victoria, in Australia, when you sell a truck, normally you need to provide a certificate of roadworthy, that meaning that your truck is, or your vehicle is up to the road standards and there's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, that was a big loss for me, and that was my experience working as a owner operator Yeah, but now explaining this to you, my first piece of advice to you is don't rush. Never rush. Always try to be in the industry for at least 3, 4, or 5 years, so you know enough people in the industry, you know all the ins and outs, so you can just make a proper decision. First step to become an owner operator is purchasing your own truck, and that can be a pretty challenging task to do because people have different opinions. Some people prefer American trucks because they believe like there's not much computers on board, so the repairs are gonna be like somehow easier. They can take their truck to any mechanic and get it and fixed. Some people say, oh, we don't worry about that one, we just want a comfortable truck, which is more of my type. Yeah, we just want to be comfortable. So that's all a choice that you need to make on your own. But generally, when you want to buy a truck, you want to buy something decent, like late model, so you don't have to like pay too much for repairs and things like that. Yeah, and in my case, as I said, I got something like 5 years old. Yeah, if you want to buy something like that at this time, post-pandemic, you're gonna pay at least like 150, 160,000. So your repayments are gonna be quite high. But let me tell you this: buying a truck, becoming a subcontractor, is not gonna be a milestone in your life. Like, it's not gonna change your life and all of a sudden you get like $20,000 a month, like you get away with 15 grand after your expenses and things like that. No, that doesn't mean no, that's not gonna be the case. What it means is you can just, you know, somehow manage your finances and, you know, be a bit thrifty for the first 5 years so you can pay off your truck. And after 5 years, that is the time that you can take the big chunk of your income home and make it, you know, put it towards your saving or whatever. So always keep this in mind. When you commit to purchase a truck, always keep in mind you have to buy a decent truck that is healthy, is roadworthy, and you gotta end with not much of and you gotta end up with pretty low repayments so you can have an easy life. Otherwise you'll be in trouble like for 5 years. Even if you sell your truck or you want to pay it off and get out of that business before the 5 years, you're gonna lose a lot of money, just as I did in my case. The second thing you gotta do is just to find work with a decent, reputable company that can give you the minimum work hours every single week. And plus, you got to make sure that the company is the one to pay for the tolls, because if they put the toll on you, it's gonna be a major expense for you, because, you know, Melbourne as a big metropolitan city, it's got a lot of toll roads. So if you are the one to pay the tolls, you're gonna end up paying so much every month. You're gonna try to find work with a good company before committing to buy the truck. If you do it the other way around, like just as I did in my case, you're gonna lose a couple of months of work. I give you a bit of rundown so you could have an idea of what you're gonna be looking at. Your major expenses are gonna be, number one, your insurance, which is gonna be really high, because the companies you will be working with, they're gonna ask you for comprehensive insurance of your truck, public liability, workers' compensation policy, which is for your safety in case you get injured or something, you can still get paid by WorkSafe. And then they will get you to have an insurance policy for their trailer, as well as all the goods inside the container, or all the goods you will be carrying for them. So this is gonna be a hefty repayment, monthly repayment, which in my case back in the day it was affordable. I was paying only $1,100 a month, but I was inquiring for another friend of mine 2 years ago and I was quoted $2,400. Another expense you're gonna have is the toll, which, as I explained before, you're gonna make sure you put it on the company. If they put it on you, that's gonna be a major expense to you, so you're gonna at least pay $1,500 or $2,000 a month. Imagine, based on what I said, if you earn like $4,000 a week in ideal conditions, that's gonna be like about 16 grand a month. And if you pay, at least back in the day I was paying $700 for fuel, but that was when diesel was the $1 for 40 or 50 cents, but nowadays it's always over $2, so you're gonna have at least $3,000 a month for your fuel, another $2,000 for your insurance. I'm just giving you the average price. That will be $5,000. And then if you pay $2,000 for your tolls as well, that's gonna be $7,000. So you'll have another $9,000. But that's not even including your truck repayment. So if you get something like what I got back in the day, $2,000 for your truck repayment, that's already $9,000. So you're gonna take home only like $6 grand. And that's just after major expenses, not including any possible repairs or service or things like that. So you gotta be really careful and work things out in a way that you don't get in trouble. Otherwise, you're gonna pay most of your income for all the expenses that I mentioned, and there will be only like $5-6 grand for you, which you can easily earn it as a company driver. This was what I could come up with for this video. I tried my best to explain everything to you. If you got any question in mind, if you reckon I missed something, please leave me a comment down below this video or any of other videos. And thank you for tuning in and watching my videos. Please do make sure to subscribe and like and share these videos if you like this type of content, and see you in my future videos. Peace.